This comes days after the West African country suspended the accreditation of degrees from Benin and Togo. The directive is intended to stop the fraudulent qualifications from foreign degree holders. Now, to get a Ugandan perspective on this issue, we turn to Dr. Lawrence Coreta Muganga, the Vice Chancellor of Victoria University, who joins me right now in studio. Welcome to Talk of the Nation, Mr. Muganga.
It's a pleasure being here, talking to the nation.
Indeed.
Yes.
This is an issue that has been causing quite debate within the country. Nigeria waking up and then they are saying we do not want any foreign degrees from Benin, from Togo, from Uganda, from Kenya. In 2018 they did the same. Benin, Togo, Cameroon and Ghana were involved. So this time around in 2023, what do you really make of this decision? What caused this?
I mean, you can look, I can understand what they're trying to do.
Indeed.
If they are doing it in great faith or good faith to perhaps ensure the integrity of their own education system or the credentials that come to their country. I can understand that. But what you can't do is to paint everyone with one brush. That's not going to happen. If you're going to fault Uganda's education, we can have flaws like every other education system, even those in the developed world. But Uganda is still better than most African countries when it comes to having a better education system. That's
where the viewer is quite baffled. They're wondering now, why would you put Uganda into the one basket?
Let me tell you what they're struggling
with. Bad apples.
Sometimes we have to do a little bit of some research. I'll tell you what they're struggling with. They, as higher education, they do have something we call the Academic Staff Union of Universities. And it is always striking. Okay, they are dented with strikes. Just I think of recent, they spent almost about 250 days, on strike. What does that mean? The students are actually not completing their degrees on time. When they don't complete their degrees on time, someone who is supposed to spend 4 years is spending 5-6 years. So there is now an outflow to different countries. So I suspect and I think that they are trying to see which destination is taking so many students. And of course, Uganda is culprit in a good way. We are receiving so many Nigerian students. So they are trying to say, okay, don't go, they're trying to cage them in. Don't go out of Nigeria.
Don't take your money to these foreign universities, stay and learn within Nigeria.
This has nothing to do with Uganda.
But then let's acquaint the viewer with the gist of what really happened within Nigeria. So there was a reporter working for the daily Nigerian newspaper who received a degree in less than 2 months, that is 6 weeks. And he got this degree from Benin at Cotonou University. So this guy didn't even go to Benin. He stayed in Nigeria, you understand, and started from Nigeria. Then they sent the degree from Benin all the way to his doorstep in Nigeria, meaning this person didn't leave the country. So this ideally means we are dealing with an internal problem. It has nothing to do with Uganda. This is an internal Nigerian problem.
This is a Nigerian issue. If you had a fraudulent person who has never set foot in Benin, already that intent, look at the intent there. It is already fraud. So, and then look back at what is happening around the world. When you mention the word scam, elsewhere it is synonymous to a Nigerian. But we cannot paint everyone with the same brush to say that every Nigerian is a scammer. No, it is a character issue, right? But talking about Uganda, just because you're trying to deter traffic of students to come to Uganda, it is not something that is really normal, and we have to push back as a country. National Council should really step forward and do a massive campaign to showcase and take Uganda to the hearts of people. The education we have in this country is better than everyone else that you can find in so many countries here in Africa. So we need to sell ourselves good because we have something good to sell. You understand? Yeah.
This gentleman, the reporter is called Umar Awudu. He even had to give proof to the Nigerian authorities that he had actually gone to, that is Benin, to acquire this degree. So that means even the border control officers in Nigeria are involved, because they got him the paperwork to confirm that he went to Benin, even though he didn't go there. So we would like to know, how are Ugandan universities responding to this decision?
Of course, certainly I am here to try to tell Ugandans and fellow Africans, the Nigerians, that Uganda is not a place where you're going to obtain a fake degree. It's not going to happen. Historically, we know our education system. It has developed amazing men and women that have taken really a greater role in developing this world, as we know. So it's not going to start now. So if they have fears that there's a huge outflow of their students to countries like ours, then that's another problem they can sort out. But I've also seen my colleagues, amazing, we have the Uganda Vice Chancellor's Forum. It has amazing men and women, people like Professor Mpeza was here, I saw him. I've seen Professor John Mugisha of Cavendish University. I've seen Professor Aaron of UCU. All those people are pushing back, okay? And we are educating people that our degrees, our education, we may have different flaws here and there, but we are still at the top, all right? So, but also, there are certain things we have to do as a country, and the government should really help us. There are different technologies. Technology has given us avenues, ways of keeping different records using, say, blockchain that can afford us the opportunity to issue something that is tamper-proof. You can't manipulate it, you can't change it.
Indeed.
All right? And it is decentralized, it can be accessible everywhere. So no one will say that a Ugandan degree is fake. You are able to cross-check in real time with an institution without saying, oh, I'm going to write to Victoria University and you wait for a month. No, in real time, you would know that this degree was obtained from Victoria University and it is legitimate.
We have 3 minutes left, Mr. Muganga, and I have really a pertinent question from one of our, many of our graduates that are watching this program right now. They are wondering, if I have my degree, you understand, and I want to work in Nigeria, what do I do?
So, and I have to give credit to Professor John Mugisha, the Vice Chancellor of Cavendish University. He took it upon himself, representing all Vice Chancellors in Uganda here, and wrote to the Nigerian High Commission in protest of this, informed them, and I think this is what we need to do. So our fellow Ugandans here need not to fear. You have to believe in the degree that you have. It is not a fraudulent degree. You didn't obtain it through fraud or anything. You didn't buy it anywhere. It is legitimate. It is a credible credential. It is authentic. So therefore, this will also really pass like any other. You remember the wave of expired degrees? That was a misuse of the language. It passed. This one is also going to pass. But like I said, as a country, we need to sell ourselves good.
So you mean that also sold us in a bad light when the National Council for Education came out and said we have expired degrees? So you think this could be a ripple effect?
It has made us like prone to attacks like these ones. Everyone will say, oh, I've ever had Uganda has had expired degrees. Okay, let's even be, we can now victimize them. So now this is the time we must come up with a massive campaign. A digital campaign. Whoever has to Google what the education credential you pick from Uganda, you should be able to also read it is one of the formidable, credible, authentic qualification or credential you can ever have on the continent of Africa. But that campaign needs to be done. Investments need to be, resources need to be invested into that campaign. And we tell the world that Uganda has a greater education system, and us as universities, it helps the country to really bring in more students, bring in more revenue to this country. So, but we have to do something.
And of course, these are the blacklisted foreign universities in Nigeria: University of Applied Sciences and Management, Port Novo, Republic of Benin. We have Volta University College. It was also blacklisted. The International University, Missouri, USA, Kano and Lagos Study Centers, Columbus University, UK operating anywhere in Nigeria, TRU International University, and Pebbles University, UK operating anywhere in Nigeria. So we would like to know, Mr. Muganga, before I let you go in like 60 seconds, what can Ugandan institutions do to protect their integrity moving forward?
technology has availed us with the opportunity to really do things that we couldn't have done 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. They are technologies like blockchain, okay, that once something like it helps with the credentials, academic credentials, land titling. So once something has been created, no one can change it, no one can manipulate it. It remains authentic and is accessible anywhere you are in the world and in real time. So someone cross-checks a degree credential in just seconds, then you will know that, oh, Lawrence Muganga went to this university, his degree credential is here, it is authentic, period. Indeed. So we need to really integrate this kind of technology in our institutions. We eliminate this kind of abuses.
Indeed. So this has nothing to do with Uganda, but Nigeria to sort out its own mess.
Correct.
And thank you so much, Dr. Coreta Muganga, for actually gracing us with your time to acquaint us with these details. Thank you so much. Pleasure. He is the Vice Chancellor for Victoria University, and indeed you're still watching